global pressure is now slamming into Tehran hard. Europe has drawn a new red line against Iran. And this time, it is not a diplomatic language. It is diplomatic warfare. The message from Brussels is blunt. It cannot be business as usual. Iranian diplomats, not allowed. Iranian officials, no entry, no access, no legitimacy, no safe space. The European Union has dropped a full-scale diplomatic storm on the Khamenei regime. The European Parliament has banned all Iranian diplomats and government representatives from its premises, marking one of the strongest political rebukes yet against the Islamic Republic as nationwide anti-government protests continue to shake Iran. The European Parliament President Roberta Metsola, in a post on X, said this house will not aid in legitimizing the Khamenei regime. Metsola stated that the brave people of Iran need more than just solidarity, hence the move. The ban is effective immediately and applies to all parliamentary buildings in Brussels, Strasbourg and Luxembourg. The European Parliament President stated that anyone with an Iranian passport will be checked at the door and those found to be working for the government will be denied access. After no entry, now comes the next demand that could spark a chilling reaction from Tehran. Metsola called for the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps to be designated as a terrorist organization and for EU sanctions to be extended against more Iranian officials. The diplomatic hammer falls on Iran as its streets continue to burn. What began in late December as economic protests have now erupted into deadly clashes. Iran's uprising is no longer contained inside the country. It has exploded beyond its borders as dramatic scenes unfold across Europe. Protesters storm Iran's embassy in Oslo, tearing down the Islamic Republic's flag and spray-painting pro-monarchy slogans. Just days earlier in London, demonstrators replaced Iran's state flag with the historic lion and sun emblem outside the Iranian embassy, triggering diplomatic backlash from Tehran.
Iran's uprising goes global. Stunning act of rebellion caught on camera. From London to Oslo, Iranians rip down Islamic Republic flag. Protesters stormed the Iranian embassy in Oslo, Norway, tearing down the flag of Islamic Republic. As per footage shared by Iran International, showed a group of Iranian protesters climbed the walls of Iran's embassy in Oslo, Norway, and took down the Islamic Republic's flag. The protesters also spray-painted pro-monarchy slogans on the embassy's walls. The dramatic embassy breach comes just days after a similar scene unfolded in the United Kingdom. On January 9th, an anti-government demonstration outside Iran's embassy in London escalated dramatically after a protester climbed the building's balcony. The protester removed the Islamic Republic's flag and replaced it with Iran's pre-1979 lion and sun emblem, a symbol associated with the country's former monarchy. Videos showed the individual scaling the embassy facade in the upscale Kensington area as a crowd of demonstrators gathered below, cheering while the historic emblem was hoisted in place of the current regime's flag. London's Metropolitan Police said officers were deployed to the scene and made 2 arrests. Authorities said they were also seeking a third person in connection with trespassing at the embassy. It was not immediately clear whether the protester who removed the flag was among those taken into custody. The Iranian embassy later restored its state flag, declaring online that Iran's flag was once again flying high. Tehran responded swiftly. Following the incident, Iran has summoned the British ambassador in Tehran. The semi-official IRNA news agency reported, citing the foreign ministry, that the British ambassador was summoned after the Iranian embassy in London was disrespected by displacing the Iranian flag. However, the UK Foreign Office denied that Ambassador Hugo Shorter was formally summoned, with ITV citing sources saying he only had a meeting at the Foreign Ministry.